Okay. I have not pre-screened any of these questions, so I'm going to be shooting from the hip. What is your name? John. How old are you? 39. Where are you from? I was born in the Philippines, American on American soil, and lived most of my life in mid Texas, primarily Austin, Texas. What do you do for a living? I am an electrician, and I also play piano religiously. How long have you been with your job? Over 2 years. How much schooling did you complete? Well, I completed a pretty much a journeyman for my electrical license. I'm a licensed journeyman electrician, and some engineering, electrical engineering in Austin Community College. Do you have any special licenses or certifications? Yes, I am a licensed electrician. How much money do you make per year? I make $28 every single month. After everything is said and done, about $60,000 per year plus. After my side incomes that I make. Do you own or rent your home? Rent right now. This is not my personal place. How much money? How much do you pay for housing? $650 per month. What is your marital status? Divorced as of a couple of months ago. How many people live in your household? Myself and my 3 young children, ages 3, 4, and 7. Do you have any pets? No, except my pet's imaginary friend. Nothing. How much do you think you spend on groceries for your household? Over $100 every 2 weeks, hands down. I have a budget. I can actually look it up if you want me to. How healthy would you say your diet is? Extremely healthy. I do a carnivore and fruit-based diet where I eat only meat, fruits, and honey. That's it. Sunday through Friday. Saturdays are my day off, so I celebrate the physical Sabbath and I eat whatever I want to. How often do you exercise? Well, I am not currently going to the gym, but when I do go to the gym, it's 3 times a week. But as of right now, I am in my type of electrical field. I'm always busy. I'm always very hands-on. And I'm always very physical with my own children, with picking them up, carrying them, running around everywhere, having fun. What political party do you affiliate with yourself with? Captain Donald Trump. All the way. Are you proud to be an American? 100%. I was born overseas. I went into the military. And I proudly stand for American values. Are you religious? Very much so. I play the piano. I'm the pianist at my local congregation. What are some places you have traveled to? I have traveled all over the world in the Navy. We went through Hawaii multiple times, went all the way down to the Mexico, all the way up to Alaska, went overseas, Japan, Australia, Malaysia, pretty much on the East Coast, across the equator a number of times. Texas Army National Guard, it was just more localized. What's one of your favorite things to do? Obviously, piano, play piano. I like to listen to Audible, listen to audiobooks, and I love to work out whenever I get the chance and eat healthy. So very bland, but I've done a lot over my 39 years of life. Have sex, Can I say that? That's one of my favorite things to do. What's something you wouldn't do even for $10,000? Do drugs. I wouldn't do drugs for $10,000 because I'd probably have a bigger jail time attached to that. That wouldn't be fun. If you could change 3 things about yourself, what would they be? More gym time. I want to get stronger. That'd be nice. Be above 6 foot. I'm 5'10", so I'm kind of missing it by 2 inches. That's the whole 6 foot 6-pack. I already have that. 6 digits. Hey, I don't have that yet. I'll add that to the mix as well. Who is someone that you idolize and why? Elon Musk is a living person that is my number 2 hero of all time. because I am an electrician. I love my electrical trade. But the number one guy, my number one hero, Nikola Tesla. If he was still alive, I would totally want to hang out with him because he was all about electricity. He revolutionized the electrical world. I'm so much into that. I read everything I can about Nikola Tesla. What's one of your biggest pet peeves? What's one of my biggest pet peeves? Liars, cheaters, adulterers. Those the normal is that, or is that a cop out? I would say people not washing their hands after they piss. It's like, come on, man. I see you go into the restroom, you take a piss, and you just walk out the door. It's kind of a pet peeve. It's disgusting. What are your favorite genre of music? It's preferably Christian or just like classical. No words, just the music. How do you feel about gardening? I like it. My sister is a gardener, and she has a lot of good tips. I often go to her for advice. I haven't done it personally, only like here and there. How do you feel about artificial intelligence? I think some people are stupid and they need some to back it up, but I think that artificial intelligence is still one of those necessary evils in the world where we know it's going to come, we know it's going to happen, but it's necessary that it does. And the evil people in this world will try to use it for evil, but ultimately it will be used for good, and it will help a lot of people who are disabled, who can't speak. Will speak for them. It's a good thing. What are 3 talents you believe you have? Playing piano, hands down. I'm great at piano. I can sing, great at that, and I'm great with working my hands. I can fix almost anything. Do you think life is fair? Not at all. I'm here today because life is not fair. If money were no issue, what would you spend most of your time doing? Well, one of my retirements. One of the things I would love to have for retirement is to be a beekeeper. I love bees. I like to do that. Also making illegal firearms through electromagnetism. Curveball. What's the worst job you ever had? I would say McDonald's. When I was a teenager, it was the first job I ever had, and it was also the worst. You deal with bad customers all the time, and you have to deal with high demand. Out of all the things I've done a lot with working with my hands, digging in ditches, and working through very hot environments, blood, sweat, and tears in my electrical trade. But my worst job I've ever had was definitely McDonald's. Yeah, working with that. It's not fun. How do you feel about your childhood? I had an abusive alcoholic dad and a loving mother. And that has really warped me into a very person who I respect women and I love kids. And so having a childhood where I was below poverty line, I know what it actually feels like to be broke. So how do I feel about my childhood? I keep a box above my closet. It's called the box of memories. It has all my childhood in it. And that's it. And I always say that if there was ever a fire in my house, the only thing that I would grab, or the number one thing that I would grab if it was any material, would be that box of memories. It has my entire childhood in it. How is your relationship with your parents? Very good. My dad and I have a great relationship now. And my mom, she's, even though she had a stroke a number of years ago, she's still, I love her with all my heart. So I love my parents with all my heart. How's your relationship with your kids? I am one of the best fathers in the entire world. I can say that. I love my kids. They love me. And I'm doing a fantastic job. And when you got it, flaunt it. What's the difficult lesson you've learned through experience? Love isn't what it was made up to be. You think, at least I did, that you'd have a soulmate. And then you'd have kids and it would work out. Didn't so happen to work out that way, but I don't regret it. I've learned that people grow, and through determination and learning adversity, I've become a stronger person overall. It's really good. What do you believe happens when we die? We either go to heaven or we go to hell. There's only 2 places. You believe in ghosts? Absolutely, 100%. I believe in the fourth the fourth dimension, where the ghosts lie in, where especially me working with electricity all the time. Notice that every single time that there's a ghost hunter, what do you think that they use for an instrument? Electromagnetic frequency device. You need magnetism to detect ghosts. They are actual entities that actually are in the world. I call it the world of the unseen. And it's all around us. And they are real. And I believe they're all demons. You believe the moon landing was a hoax? Maybe. Maybe. I have my doubts on that one. On the way, I don't. I believe that we actually did land on the moon. I believe that people actually went on the moon, but I believe also that in order to beat the Russians, that perhaps the Neil Armstrong thing was faked so that we could just beat them. But later on, we did land on the moon. I do believe we did land on the moon. But I don't know if what I believe on as far as if Neil Armstrong was actually the first man on there. Is being an adult what you thought it would be? Not at all. I thought it would be a lot more exciting, and instead I've realized it's full of back pain and a lot of growing pains, and I thought I would be more of an adult, but even though I'm close to 40, I still feel very much like a kid at times, and I still love playing with my kids. Are you satisfied with where you are in life? Absolutely. I'm on my way. I finally have a balanced budget. I'm finally through the whole divorce process. I have full custody of my 3 kids, and things are just looking up and up from here. So I feel like I've finally reached almost the halfway point whenever I reach 40 years old, and I still have another 40 years where it's going to be much, much better. The worst time of my entire life was the last 2 years, and it's only going to get better from here. Are you comfortable with the way you look? I wish I hover right now. I'm at 133. I hover between 133 and 144 or 146, and I would like to get to 160. Of course, I can only do that through lean muscle mass, so I'll be heading to the gym later again. But overall, I don't feel bad about the way I look. I feel I look great for my age. If you could walk in someone else's shoe for a day, who would it be? Elon Musk, my number 2 favorite hero. Just because I think I could still do the same job, but just to get that perspective of being the richest man on the face of the earth, what that feels like. How often do you find yourself feeling out of place? All the time. If you're like me, you're a thinker, and you are the 20% of people who do 80% of the job, you are out of place. You are the guy that everybody looks for to fix their problems. So I am an abnormality in the spect of human existence. That's how I feel. When was the last time you had a really good time? With my kids. It happens almost on a day-to-day basis. But a really good time whenever I spend a lot of time with family, my children. That's whenever I have the most fun. What's a vice of yours that you feel embarrassed about? What is a vice of yours? To be honest, I don't know what a vice. What is that? What is a vice of yours you feel embarrassed about? Was that like a kink or something? I don't really feel any embarrassment about my life. I can laugh whenever I look back at my life. I can laugh, and it's funny to me. A vice? Do I feel embarrassed? I don't really feel embarrassment from my quirks anymore because I realize that this is humanity. Everybody has quirks. So I don't really feel embarrassed anymore like back whenever I was in my 20s. I might have, but I've grown past that. I'm no longer really embarrassed about anything of mine. What is something you are self-conscious about? My weight. I do realize that I am slightly underweight. My preferred weight is 140 to 160 range, and right now I'm at 133. So I have to pick that up. But that's something that I can actually fix. That is controllable. What's something you spend too much money on? Too much money? I've been budgeting, and I've been on scarcity mode for the last pretty much 2 years now. So I haven't really been spending too much money on anything in particular. But whenever I do have a lot of sources of income, I tend to spend more money on be like workout equipment or tools because I'm an electrician. So that would be something I would spend on, but I would consider that more of an investment. I've never been really much of a spender rather than an investor. Um, and looking at some stuff that might seem like an investment to me, I spend a lot of money on it if I feel like it's a good buy. Do you have money set aside for retirement? Yes, I do. It's a small amount, but it's growing. It's less than $10,000, but it's going to be over $1 million by the time I hit retirement. How old do you think you'll be when you retire? Past 80 years old. I am in great health, and I can't see myself ever truly retiring until the day that I die. I just switch career fields if necessary, but it'll definitely be way past 80 years old. I'm 100% sure if I don't get hit by a truck that I'm going to live past 80. You think the American dream is dead? Not 100%. I think that the American dream of owning a house is dead for the younger generation. But for those of us who have the ability to make a good income with no college debt, so the trades is very much alive and you can still very much get a house and everything, as long as you're willing to live below your means. I don't think it's completely dead, but I think for the most Americans, how most Americans live their lives, I think that they live above their means of income. I think it is dead for them. There's no coming back, especially since inflation has pretty much killed a lot. How much money do you think you would need to feel rich? To feel wealthy, to feel rich, I would probably, is there a defining number? Maybe $1 million, but making sure I also don't have any debt. To feel wealthy, I feel kind of already wealthy because I grew up in kind of poverty. But to feel rich, it would be probably $7 million plus dollars. Yeah, and I'll get there, but it's just a matter of time. A lot of 40 plus years of investing properly. What's the best job you ever had? Right now, I'm an electrician. I love it. I can't. I'll never go back. What's a skill you wish you had learned but you never did? Oh, the skill I wish I learned earlier would be music. I got into guitar, and then I finally found my place in piano. What's a skill you wish you had learned but never did? Maybe scuba diving? I don't know. I've learned. I'm a pretty proactive person on the skills that I want to learn. I'm going to be eventually going into bees. I would like to be a beekeeper. So maybe that would be qualifying. What did you want to be when you grew up? A cartoonist. I want to be a cartoonist when I was a kid. And you know what happened? I told it to my mom. I said, Mom, I want to be a cartoonist when I grow up. You know what she said to me? She says, John, don't do that. They don't make a lot of money. And it shot my dreams down. And so, yeah, that went out of the picture. I was a good artist when I was a kid. But my mom shut it down. I'm actually happy she did because I like my career field now. And she's right. Artists, cartoonists, in particular, don't make that much money. What are the best things in life? A family. Hands down family. Once you have kids, is like there is nothing that really takes that spot. Until you have them, you'll just never understand. Family means a lot. So the best things in life are not free. It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication, and children are just such a blessing from the Lord. Amen. How many close friends do you have? I try to limit them. Maybe one or two, but even then I don't keep them in my life that often other than work. My work, like my close friends on Facebook, I try to keep that at a low number as possible because we're all sponges, and I try to be as anti-social because of that. Even though I am an extrovert at work, I'm the life of the party, but when it comes to personal life, I try to limit that to like people at my church. And even then, I don't really hang out. I don't want to because I figure I can do more with my own family and my own personal goals by myself. And that's just who I am. You miss being a child? No, I don't. If I could do it all over again, maybe I would. I would just pick a different wife. That'll be good. But do I miss being a child? No, I don't. If you ruled the world, what are three things you would change? Bring back Now, I would say bring back the capital punishment for pedophiles, people who are who molest little children. I would change that so that's instant capital punishment by public hanging. Same thing for rapists if you actually were caught in the act. So I guess that's under. I would be pretty much judicial evil. People would hate me because I would bring that back. I'll probably. I would probably become more like a dictator because the drugs would go away, and unfortunately, people would go through withdrawals. That would be good. Three things you would change: higher crime punishment, higher punishments for crime. It's really it's like a judicial evil. I would do a Thanos on most of the stuff where it wouldn't be good. I would be a bad guy in the eyes of a lot of people. Half of Congress would no longer exist because if you promote anything to do with child molestation, rape, or drugs, those three things, yeah, you wouldn't have a place in Congress, and a lot of the left-leaning policies would go away instantly, overnight, and a lot of the taxation on businesses would go away, so a lot of businesses would flourish. Anyways, I would look like a dictator. I would look like a modern day not Hitler, but definitely a modern day dictator where I would change a lot of the stuff, and there'd be public hanging. Public hanging and castration for specific individuals. It wouldn't be good. Cruel and unusual punishment. If you could be any animal, what would you choose? Okay, a lion. I got a tattoo of a lion. The Lion of Judah. Brave, powerful, strong, everything that encompasses my favorite animal. Lion. That or eagle to fly, but no, definitely a lion. Do you think you are a good person? No, the Bible says that no man is good. But I am a redeemed person. Jesus Christ has forgiven me. So, therefore, I do good. Because I have had good done to me. I reciprocate that good. What does success mean to you? For me, it means having a loving family, personally, because my kids do love me. I love my kids, and my kids actually really do love me. And it shows. And that is success. But also, having no debt would be success. I still have debt. Working on that. Financial security. Financial stability. Having a house, if I can. Very, very basic stuff would make me feel very successful. Why do people fail at things? Because they're not motivated enough. The only way you can motivate anybody is motivate yourself. And because you're not motivated, you will not go 100% all the way to the end. And consistency is part of motivation. Determination is part of motivation. You got to motivate yourself to get out of bed every single day and get to work every single day. And if you stop doing that at any point in time, you fail. And you fail your family, you fail at life. What makes life so challenging? The people in it. I would say the people in it. Because there are some people that help you out and some people that are envious of success and they don't like to see you succeed. And at the same time, if you need to get to a certain place, you need networking. And without networking, proper networking, you're not going to get a job. And so life can be very challenging if you don't have the proper networks. And so more than your experience, networking is even more important. So I think people in general make life very challenging. What do you think your purpose is? To live to be 103 and to play on the piano and sing the song, I'm no fool, no siree. I'm going to live to be 103. One of my favorite songs, I want to do that. To play piano, to be an electrician, and to solve the anti-gravity equation, where I'm going to try to become the guy who invents anti-gravity through electromagnetism. That is my purpose in life. What's one regret you have? What is one regret I have? Not singing in that choir back whenever I was in the Navy. There was a place, a time wherever they invited people who were musically inclined to step forward, and at that point I could only sing. And I thought that whenever he said musically inclined or could play a musical instrument, that didn't equate to singing, so I didn't step forward. And I wish I did. Or that one time where I met that one girl on the boat in around Seattle, Washington, and we were having a great time. And at the end of the day, I just said goodbye instead of getting her number. Yeah, that was when I was like 21 years old. Yeah, I look back at that. I'm like, yeah, I kind of wish I did that. Ah, youthful love. What are you gonna do? Who in your life do you think loves you the most? My kids. My kids love me the most. They love me, and I love them. In what ways do you feel privileged? I'm half Filipino. I'm 39 years old, and my skin looks great. My body looks great, and I feel young. I feel energetic. I think I have Filipino privilege. My DNA itself. Well, a lot of men who are up to their 40s look really starting to get up in age and look really old. I still retain a lot of my youth. I still look really, really young, and you can only get that from DNA. That's my half Filipino DNA. It keeps me young. I really do believe that. If you could live this exact same life again, would you? This exact same? No. I'd probably no. I probably wouldn't. I would not go to a different area in the Navy, and I would have not proposed to this woman. I would probably have sex with like 10 other women whenever I hardly ever did the promiscuous lifestyle. Yeah, it would. I would totally. It'd probably be worse. I would probably get a case of like the herpes. Okay, it'd probably be worse. I'd probably have like children all over the world. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. So I wouldn't live my same life again if I did. I know myself. I would live a totally different life. Are you happy? 100%. I'm 100% happy. I'm really happy with the way things are going. If you had asked me that question a year ago, no, I was in a very bad place. But today I am very, very happy. What would you say to your younger self? Pick up the piano faster. Music will help you go through so many bad times in your life. Whenever you're going through emotions that you're not sure of, music really soothes the soul. And so, because I found my passion with playing piano now, pick up the piano sooner. You'll love yourself better. How do you feel about your own mortality? I think I'm going to be living to a very old person. My life, like I said, if I don't get hit by a truck, I'm going to live to be way past 60, 80 years old. And I really think I can reach 103 years old, and then I'm going to die. I would like to do that. Right after I play that song, I want to die then, after I live to be 103. Really, sing the Jiminy Cricket song. I'm being serious. When do you die? How do you want to be celebrated? By the Jiminy Cricket song, I'm No Fool. That's playing at my funeral. Once I reach the ripe old age of 103, believe it, I'm going to make it. What's a food that everyone should try? Steak. Steak. Oh, I love a good steak. I love a good steak. All you vegans out there, vegetarians, you need to eat some steak. It tastes delicious. It'll change you. It'll change you into a meat eater. I'll tell you that. I love steak. What's the silliest face you know how to make? I don't know. You know, that's I'm like, what? I can't really do it. So, anyways, hope this was enjoyable. I did it in 30 minutes, not 60. Very interesting questions. And sure, I would love to be interviewed another time. And like I went through a very wicked divorce with a wicked woman, where she slept with both Chad and Tyrone, and then I got kicked out. See, as soon as I filed for divorce, she went and filed a false EPO saying I was a dangerous person, and then I got kicked out of the house for 40 days and 40 nights. But then she got the EPO was trying to file up against me. Went to the house. She wasn't there. The kids were alone in the house by themselves. So she gets arrested. So I get kicked out of the house. She gets kicked out of the house. She can't see the kids. Then we go to court. I win the kids, and I got full custody of the kids, and now I'm fully divorced. And she was a very, very bad individual all around. So yeah, I'm one in a million Cinderella story of the man getting filed the EPO on, and she gets arrested, and then I get full custody of the kids. Pretty awesome. Couldn't make this stuff up. It's a beautiful story. Anyways, hope you enjoyed everything. Have a good day.